Hello, everyone. Today, I'm going to take a brief look at the scope of the international marketing, and I'm going to explore what makes the marketing across the broader, a unique, a complex challenge. The module name is International Marketing, and module code is BMM6502. This is the week one. My name is Ism Salauddin. So from this context, we are going to have to look what is the learning outcome. So the learning outcome is to justify the strategic marketing responses to the international environment and global challenges. Secondly, we are going to see the analyze and debate what is the marketing and management issues in exporting and other forms of the internationalization. And finally, to see the discriminate between the marketing research, planning, operation, and in international and single country context. Now let's see the next slide. We are going to see the definition of the marketing. So the marketing is that before we go to the international, let's around ourselves in the core definition, that is the marketing. According to the Charter Institute of the Marketing, this is the process of identifying, anticipating, and satisfying customer requirements profitably. And it is the heart, and it's all about the creating the value. And keep this definition in your mind that we are going to add significant layer of the complexity. Now let's discuss about the international context. That is the layer of the complexity is the international context, as Deborah Johnson's note, that is, it is a challenge that arises from the cross-border transaction. And this isn't just about the different languages, it's all about managing the diversity in culture, business practices, and the governance. And this is also fundamentally changes how a firm decide to internationalize. Now let's discuss about the difference between the globalization and internationalization. It is also important to distinguish between the two key terms like internationalization, that is when a firm does business in many countries, often within a one region, and that has been happening for the centuries. And the globalization, it's all about the growing interdependence of the economies, customers, and the suppliers worldwide. You could say that globalization has massively accelerated internationalization over the last few decades. The next slide is the forces of the globalization. So what drives the globalization? What are the several, there are some several major forces to on play, that is including removal of the trade barriers, the rise of the global customer and the networks, and the standard technologies. And worldwide communication in particular have connected market and taste in an unprecedented way. Now let's see the deglobalization trend. Now it is quite common. However, it is not a one-way street, since in the 2008 financial crash and the accelerated by the events like a Brexit and the COVID pandemic, we have seen a trend towards a globalization. But this deglobalization, it's a one of the impact what we can see, that governments are becoming more perfectionist and protectionist to shield their economies, and leading to trade wars and arising focus on the global brands and supply chain. This is also creates a new barrier for the international market. Now next slide is the localization, that is the key to the international success. So in this complex global and deglobalizing world, how do brands succeed? This is the key is localization, and this is the process of adopting a product or services to meet specific requirements of a different market. To truly connect with a new audience, a brand must understand and respect different cultural values. Now let's see a one example in KFC in China. And when the KFC entered into China, their slogan is finger licking good. And it was translated as eat your fingers up, a major blunder that sets them back. And they recovered and eventually thrived on the localizing their menus and adding traditional dishes to appeal to the all the generation. And this has allowed the brands to be accepted into Chinese culture. And another example is Japanese Kit Kat. An event of deeper example is Kit Kat in Japan. It's become so localized that many tourists buy it as a Japanese souvenir, despite it being Swedish owned British brand. And this success came from clever localization. The name Kit Kat sounds like a good luck phrase from Koyusu dialect, Kito Katu So, which means you can do it. The brand learned into this and becoming a good luck charm for the students during the stressful exam period, integrating itself perfectly into their culture. Now let's discuss about a important issue, that is the global strategy. What does it mean? It brings us to our key takeaways global strategy. And this is synthesis of the global plus local. And it is the most successful international companies like think global but act local. And they maintain a global identity and efficiency, but they tailor their products, they customize their products, marketing and operation to be culturally close to the customers and responsive to local needs. And this balance is the core challenge and greatest opportunity in the international marketing today. So this is the just a short discussion today. So if you have any question, please send me an email or you can discuss in the classroom. Thank you.